Back to my second video of the day, and in this video I'm going to be discussing a potential SBC that could be coming out on Wednesday, Thursday, around those 2 days. Today it's currently October 7th, and if I quickly go check my calendar, I think these two SBCs, there's a potential for them to drop either on the 10th or the 11th, so like I said, Wednesday or Thursday. And they have to do with the France and Germany game. Now, just keep in mind, this is like a prediction. Like, I could be very off here, and everything that I'm about to say, I'm going to keep repeating myself. I'll keep telling you I could be very off. You know, I could be wrong about all this, but this is just a prediction. And I'm probably going to invest in this heavily, because I do think it will happen, but then again, I'm an amateur. You know, like I mentioned in my last video, if you've seen it, I really don't know much about the market. But, you know, I do have, you know, I like to say I'm good. You know, not amazing, not like, you know, 3 million profit and those, you know, famous Twitter traders, but, you know, I feel like I can hold my own. And so, this, like I said, this has to do with the France and Germany game, and it's on the 16th, and I believe it's some sort of qualifier or something of that matter. It's a big game, it's not a friendly. So, like I said, it's France or Germany, and I believe, if you remember last week, or if you've been playing FIFA the week before, they've been dropping, or this week actually, should I say, this week and the week before around there, they've dropped a very big SBC that had to do with the Champions League. And that SBC kind of gave me the idea that they would be dropping similar SBCs of that caliber individually, you know, like maybe they, you know, two strong nations are facing each other, or maybe like upwards to 2 different matches, and they'll make it a very big SBC, good packs, and the prices of certain players that are needed will go up a lot. So like I said, I predict maybe a France and Germany game. You know, that sounds like a big game. I don't know about you, but for me that's a big game. And I think there's a potential for it to either be alone or with like a small, you know, size SBC that would like yield a lot of coins or in good packs. Or it could be in marquee matchups that I think drops on Thursdays now. I'm not sure if it dropped on Mondays last year, but it's on Thursdays, I believe. Once again, my information could be wrong, but I think it drops on Thursdays. And so basically there's a potential for it to drop in 2 different scenarios. Now, to begin with, so for me personally, again, so I told you that what SBC is going to drop. For requirements, I do not know. Like, no one knows what the requirements are going to be. They could be literally anything. But what I'm going to do, and this is just something personal, you could still like invest in this particular SBC idea, but you could invest in different ways. But how I'm going to invest is I'm going to go to League 1. I'm sorry, I probably pronounced that so bad. And I'm going to go for German players. Now, I think there's only 2, and they both play for PSG. But this one right here, Caher, he is, or Caher, I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's very cheap. Like, he's literally discard, or next to discard. I think there's some for around this price. Yeah, and you could probably snipe him for like 750 to 700, and you can get him on bid for around 700, 650, maybe during the night time. When the UK in particular is sleeping, I don't know where you live, but when the UK is sleeping, it's probably better to get them on bid overnight. At least you can get him for 700, and I feel like if an SBC does drop for him, and it does require a German player, most of the time people then to build towards 1 league unless a requirement enables them to, like maybe maximum or a minimum of 3 leagues or something like that. But if the league requirement is very low, like maybe 2 or whatever, 1, no league requirement, they would tend to build to 1 league. And let's just say there's like a German required or 2. So they'll probably have to go for Draxler, who's another German, and this guy right here. So you go to League 1, you go to Germany, you have this guy. If this does happen, and we get lucky, or if I get lucky, you know, if you're trying to do this with me, we could potentially make a lot of money. Now, if you remember last week, again, like I said, or this week, this happened with Liverpool players and Napoli, but Liverpool players shot up way more, and they went up to around, give or take, 9K, 8.5K, and so they started dropping throughout the week. And you know, if you had them in your club, I believe like literally the day before, or like no one knew that SBC was coming. Like a couple hours before, Alberto Menino, this is like a good example. This happened to everyone, but this is a good example for him. He was like 750 on buy now. You can get him for 700 bid, and then he went up all the way, like literally all the way to 9K. I had one in my club, and I also packed one from the packs that I got from him, so I got really lucky. But in terms of the pack overall, I didn't get lucky, but I got a Liverpool player though, and yeah, he went up to, you know, 9K. So if you had that particular player, you would have made a lot of money if you had like a bunch of him. But that's like sort of the similar idea with what I'm thinking with here for this League One particular German player. Like I said, we're gonna have to get lucky, you know. But if it goes through, you know, that'd be pretty cool. Now, the second side of this, and I'm not going to lie, I did not really look into this before I began recording this video, but we can look through this together, is obviously Bundesliga French players. Oops. So let's just see, is there actually, oh, okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 players, maybe even more. Let's see how much are at bin price. Now, okay, this alone, by the looks of this is probably better right here. Oh my god, this is probably gonna be way better than the French one, or maybe not, but like just because there's more opportunities and more players, this might work out better. So for how much is it? Yeah, basically discard. This is discard. You can get it for a bid or bin. Like this is discard. This is nothing. So maybe if an SBC comes out, like I said, same thing, and people go towards the Bundesliga team, like instead of building a League One side with the German player, if they tend to go to a Bundesliga team to get all the German players, or maybe not German, but like stick a few Germans and then stick a bunch of random Bundesliga, random nation teams just so they can get the chemistry, and then the requirement probably tells them to have a French player or two. They'll have to go for these guys right here, you know? And maybe there's like 2 others that were probably just a little bit more, you know, that center back, 2 center backs, strikers. Yeah, there's a very good back, and Pavard was another one I saw. So, but he probably costs more. So yeah, this is I feel like this is a very good investment opportunity, and that's pretty much all I have to say. But like I said, this is a risky method. I'm not saying this will guaranteed profit or guaranteed this will be an SB section. I feel like it's a no risk method because honestly, oh nice, they probably think I'm a bot right now. Like it's a no risk method because if you're buying for 700, the discard is like what, 650, maybe 600, and like eventually these players, like maybe within 3 days, they're probably gonna hit a random SBC eventually. So yeah, you're bound to get lucky. And I'm sorry if this video like cuts off in certain periods, because I checked my last video out, and like certain parts of the video there's like 10 seconds I get cut off like throughout the video here or there. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. You know, if you watch the video, I'd like to thank you. Leave a like, not that I need or anything, but you know, it would look cool to see if people like the video. I'm probably not gonna get like more than 10 views, but you know, if I do, it's pretty cool. Yeah, so take this at your own risk. I'm not saying this is guaranteed or anything, but you know, this is just an idea, and hopefully if it goes through, and I'm gonna invest, and maybe if you invest and goes through, we'll make it a lot of money together, you know? It's a win-win for everyone. So yeah, thank you for watching, and goodbye.